All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you and me. Sad news in the rock and roll world as legendary guitarist Barry Bailey from the Atlanta Rhythm Section, one of my all-time favorite bands. I must like this band because otherwise I wouldn't have a CD like, Dog Days and Red Tape all on one disc. And then I'm really kind of crazy because I also have this album, which is impossible to find, that came out in the late 80s, ARS, Truth in a Structured Form. A lot of people didn't know that this was the same band because of the marketing that they were doing. I don't know. They just should have kept going with Atlanta Rhythm Section here. But let's talk about the circumstances, and then I'll give you my opinion about Barry Bailey. It says here that the Decatur native passed away in his sleep Saturday night after years of battling with MS, which I didn't know he was battling with MS. They say over the years, the band has shared the stage with the likes of rock legends. It should say that, they were a rock legend as well, but they kind of make it like, hey, they got to open up for Bob Seger, Foreigner, Heart, and Aerosmith. Well, in my estimation, ARS is as good as most of those bands, I would say. They're just different, Are they as good as Heart? Yeah. Are they as good as Foreigner and Bob Seger? In a different way. This guy, Barry Bailey, I would point to as Exhibit A. Go listen to the song Alien, which hasn't been on the radio in quite some time, but was big in the early 1980s. And every so often, a contemporary station would play it. And there is this guitar solo that Barry Bailey does in this song that is absolutely mind-blowing. Very melodic, very fluent, very smooth in his playing style, but also very fiery at times, which gave this music an emotional appeal. Just it draws you in, makes the song even more dramatic. A song like Alien with those lyrics too. But he did this on pretty much everything he played on, including Imaginary Lover and Spooky, and there's a bunch of others. But I mean, this is just a great guitar player. And some would say he's not underrated. He should be rated really high if you know his work. He's probably unknown and unsung to some degree, meaning that there are a bunch of people who don't know his name. And they know the band, and this was kind of a faceless band to some degree. You lose Ronnie Hammond a number of years ago, and there's no really replacing him. They did replace Barry Bailey because he retired in 2006, and they have a fairly good replacement for him right now. But really, it was hard to lose both Ronnie Hammond and Barry Bailey, and the band doesn't feel the same. I mean, they're still out there, and some people like it, and they still, do gigs and so forth. But I don't know. Barry Bailey was just such a great guitar player, and he's not going to be recognized in a way that truly does justice to his playing style, which is very emotional, very passionate, and it's a dying art for him. The whole guitar solo and just great playing in general. But this is a guy who put his signature on every song toward the end of the song. And you were waiting. You knew some fireworks were going to happen. They go on here to tell you the usual things. ARS, greatest hits include Champagne Jam, So Into You, Doraville, Spooky, and Imaginary Lover. In no particular order, they give you the usual stuff you hear about the band. But there are other songs. There are other great albums that, if you're a fan of the band, look, like I said, I am a big fan of this group. In fact, I've got other albums I decided, I just grabbed these. But Dog Days and Red Tape, all in one CD, remastered, fantastic. Truth in a Structured Form, the band tries to be very 80s and up to date there, using a lot of the latest technology. songwriting is still top notch. So a band that was kind of like the Southern rock version of Steely Dan to some degree. I know that comparison's been made, but they were very meticulous in the studio. And you needed a guy like Barry Bailey to go in the studio with them to create and record, because he had that very precise and meticulous playing style. And I think he could do anything on guitar that he wanted to. He was that good of a player. So anyway, our thoughts and prayers go out to his diehard fans, who I'm sure know about his work and understand how good he was, and all the people who, got to play with Barry Bailey, and just his family. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all of those people, as truly rock loses one of the great unsung heroes of the era, which was, the peak of music as far as I'm concerned.